Welcome back again to our deep dive, where we help you explore and understand businesses.
Absolutely.
This time, we're diving into the world of quantum computing
Ooh,
with
exciting.
a company called Quantum Computing Inc., or QUBT for short.
Yeah.
We've got company profiles, financials, and even some analyst forecasts.
Looking forward to this one.
Hopefully, by the end of this, you'll have a much better understanding of this company.
Yeah, they're really interesting.
Yeah, I was reading that they actually started out as a beverage company.
Really?
What kind of drinks were they even making?
So, believe it or not, they were called Innovative Beverage Group Holdings
Wow.
before they jumped into the quantum realm.
Quite a leap, right?
Quite a leap.
That's wild. So what exactly does Quantum Computing Inc. do now? Give us the rundown.
Well, essentially, they're developing and building quantum computers,
Hmm.
but with a focus on making them accessible and affordable.
Interesting.
Their flagship product is called a Dirac system. Think of it as a portable quantum computer that doesn't require massive amounts of energy or supercooling.
So instead of those giant room-sized computers you see in sci-fi movies,
Yeah,
these are more compact and practical.
exactly.
Makes sense, but what about the technology itself? What are qubits and quiddits?
Good question.
Those terms get thrown around a lot.
Yeah. Qubits are the basic unit of information in quantum computing.
Okay.
Think of them as the quantum version of bits in a regular computer.
Mm.
But instead of just being a 0 or a 1, a qubit can be both at the same time.
Right.
This lets them do calculations in a completely different way than regular computers.
Okay, I think I'm following so far.
Good.
And what about quiddits?
Quiddits are like qubits on steroids.
Okay.
They can hold even more information than a qubit, which could lead to even more powerful quantum computers down the line.
Wow.
It's cutting-edge stuff, and QUBT is one of the few companies exploring it.
So they're really pushing the boundaries of this technology.
Yeah, and for a very small company...
Yeah, that's pretty impressive for a company with only 48 employees.
Yeah.
Are they based in Silicon Valley?
Actually, they're headquartered in Hoboken, New Jersey.
What?
Not exactly the tech hub you'd expect,
No.
but maybe they like the view of the Manhattan skyline.
Maybe that's their secret weapon.
It could be.
So we've got this former beverage company turned quantum trailblazer.
Yeah.
But what's the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to their business prospects?
Right.
Are they actually making money?
Well, their revenue is projected to triple in the next year,
Oh, wow.
going from $510,000 to $1.53 million.
Okay.
That kind of growth is definitely eye-catching.
That sounds promising. But what about their profitability?
That's where things get a little more complicated.
Oh,
They're still operating at a loss,
okay.
with a net loss of $27.02 million in 2023.
Wow.
And analysts predict they'll still be in the red in 2025.
So high growth, but not yet profitable.
Exactly.
It sounds like a classic high risk, high reward situation.
Yeah.
Let's dig into some of the key financial metrics.
Okay.
Starting with the PE ratio.
Mm-hmm.
What's the story there?
Since they're not currently profitable, the PE ratio isn't really applicable in this case.
Okay.
But we can look at other things like their debt-equity ratio.
Okay. So what does their debt equity ratio tell us?
Yeah.
And what should investors be paying attention to?
Their debt-equity ratio is a very healthy 0.13.
Okay.
This means they're not relying heavily on debt to finance their operations.
Yeah.
That's a good sign because it gives them more flexibility to maneuver as they grow.
So they're not drowning in debt, which is always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
What about their overall financial health? Any red flags popping up?
Actually, their quick ratio and current ratio are both looking pretty solid.
Okay.
These ratios basically measure their ability to cover their short-term liabilities
Right.
with their readily available assets.
So even though they're not profitable yet, their short-term financial situation seems pretty stable.
Exactly. Yeah, it shows that they're being fiscally responsible while investing in their future. But, even with a solid financial foundation, they face some significant challenges.
You're talking about breaking into the quantum computing market, right?
Exactly.
I mean, there are some big players already out there.
Oh, yeah.
How can a small company like QUBT compete with giants like IBM and Google?
Yeah. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it seems they're taking a different approach. They're not
Right.
trying to build the most powerful quantum computer in the world right now.
Okay.
Their focus is on making quantum computing more accessible
All right.
and affordable, which could be a winning strategy.
So instead of going head-to-head with the big guys,
Right.
they're targeting a different niche.
Exactly. They're betting that there's a huge untapped market for smaller, more practical quantum computers.
Okay.
Kind of like how Apple didn't make the first personal computer,
Right.
but they made one that was easy to use and appealed to a wider audience.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
But even with a clever strategy, they're still operating in a very new and unproven market. Quantum computing is still in its early stages, and there's no guarantee that it will live up to all the hype.
Absolutely. It's like investing in any emerging technology.
Right.
There's a lot of potential, but also a lot of uncertainty.
So let's talk about what the analysts are saying about QUBT.
Okay.
What's their take on this company?
There's one analyst who's been following them closely,
Hmm.
and they've issued a strong buy rating for QUBT.
A strong buy.
Yeah, that's a pretty bullish stance.
That sounds positive, but I'm guessing there's a but coming.
Well, there is.
Okay.
Their price target for the stock is actually lower than the current market price.
Oh, really?
They predict it will drop from $10.38 to $8.50.
Wait, so they're saying it's a strong buy even though they expect the price to go down. How does that make sense?
Well, it seems they believe the stock is currently overvalued,
Okay.
but they still see a lot of long-term potential.
Okay.
Their analysis suggests that the market hasn't fully grasped the potential impact of QUBT's technology and its unique approach.
So in their view, it's a good long-term investment,
Yeah,
even though there might be some short-term volatility.
right.
It sounds like investors need to be comfortable with a bit of a roller coaster ride.
That's the nature of investing in emerging technologies.
Yeah,
It's not for the faint of heart.
definitely not.
Mhm.
So if we put all of this together, their company profile, their financials, the analyst forecast,
Yeah.
what's the big picture for QUBT?
Well, I think it's a fascinating company with a bold vision.
Yeah.
They're clearly taking a gamble
Right.
by trying to democratize quantum computing, but it's a gamble that could pay off big time if they succeed.
It's a classic underdog story, right?
Yeah.
The small company taking on the giants.
Exactly. And, they've already successfully pivoted from beverages to quantum computers.
Yeah, that's true.
They've proven they can adapt and innovate.
But let's be realistic.
Okay.
What are some of the biggest hurdles they need to overcome to really thrive in this market?
Well, one of the key challenges will be scalability. Can they ramp up production and bring down costs enough to make their quantum computers truly accessible to a mass market? That's a tough nut to crack.
Right, because even with their focus on affordability, quantum computers are still a pretty expensive investment for most businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another hurdle will be convincing potential customers that quantum computing is more than just hype.
Right.
They need to demonstrate real-world applications
Yeah.
and show tangible benefits.
So it's not just about building the technology, but also about building trust, improving its value.
Absolutely. And they need to do all of this while competing with some of the biggest and most well-funded companies in the world.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a David versus Goliath scenario for sure.
It sounds like a pretty daunting task.
It is.
But hey, sometimes the biggest challenges lead to the biggest rewards.
That's the entrepreneurial spirit, right?
Yeah.
Taking risks,
Right.
pushing boundaries, and aiming for something truly groundbreaking.
I guess that's why we're all so fascinated by companies like QUBT. They represent the possibility of something truly new and different.
It's the potential to change the world,
Right.
even if it's just a small part of it. And that's always an exciting story to follow.
Speaking of exciting,
Yeah.
that strong buy rating from the analyst is still on my mind.
Okay.
What do you think it means for potential investors?
Right.
Is QUBT a company you'd consider putting your own money into?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It depends on your risk tolerance and your investment goals.
Okay.
If you're looking for a short-term gain, this might not be the right play.
Got it.
But if you believe in the long-term potential of quantum computing and you're comfortable with some risk,
Right.
then QUBT might be worth a closer look.
So it's a high risk, high reward kind of investment.
Exactly. And it's crucial to remember that this is just one analyst's opinion.
Right.
It's essential to do your own research and due diligence before making any investment decisions.
Yeah. It's like they're walking a tightrope,
Yeah.
balancing this incredible potential with the very real challenges
Right.
of being a small player in a giant's playground.
And that's what makes it so compelling to watch. It's a story of innovation, ambition, and maybe even a little bit of audacity.
They certainly haven't taken the conventional path, that's for sure.
Yeah.
From beverages to quantum computers, who would have predicted that?
Right. It makes you wonder what other unexpected twists and turns might be ahead for them.
I know. I'm curious to see how this all plays out.
Right.
Will they become the Apple of quantum computing? or will they fade into the background?
Only time will tell, but it's definitely a story worth following.
Well, folks, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
We've explored the company profile,
Mm.
dissected their financials,
Yep.
and even peered into the crystal ball of analyst forecasts.
Absolutely.
We've seen their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunities, and the threats they face.
Uh-huh.
It's a complex picture,
Yeah.
but that's what makes it so fascinating.
I think that's the beauty of these deep dives. It's
Yeah.
not just about giving you the information.
Yeah, yeah.
It's about making you think. Right.
Sparking your curiosity and
Mhm.
helping you see the world in a new light.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know about you, but this deep dive has definitely left me with a lot to ponder.
Yeah, me too.
Quantum Computing Inc. They're a company to watch, that's for sure.
Agreed. I'm eager to see what the future holds for them.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you really like our content. Please help to like and subscribe, as always.